Okay, so let's get real. If you're young, you're ambitious, and you're just, frankly, sick and tired of being lied to about money, then you're in the right place. Society, it kind of wants you to just accept a normal life. But the second you say you want more, suddenly you're the greedy one. We're here to challenge that idea.
Look, the hard truth is that the system, it's kind of designed to keep most people right where they are. But there is a way out. And we're going to break down the proven 5-stage process from a self-made multimillionaire on exactly how to build real wealth while you're still young enough to enjoy it.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to expose the big lie that's holding you back. And then we're going to walk you through step by step the 5 levels that take you from feeling stuck to finally being free.
All right, so why is it that so many smart, ambitious people just never seem to get off the starting line? Well, it pretty much all boils down to one big paralyzing lie.
I mean, you see it everywhere, right? Everyone's screaming about a different way to get rich quick, and it's just completely overwhelming. And you know what happens? You're so scared of picking the wrong path that you end up frozen. You do nothing. But here's the real truth. The big mistake isn't choosing the wrong path. The mistake is not choosing any path. Because if you don't pick one for yourself, life is going to pick one for you. And trust me, it's usually the one that keeps you broke.
And that's what this journey is all about. These 5 levels, they're the antidote to that paralysis. It's a clear, straightforward path from inaction all the way to independence.
Okay, so everything, and I mean everything, starts with level 1. The most fundamental step of all, you have to stop drifting.
Think about it. Drifters are the people who just kind of float through life. They go from one job to the next, just hoping they'll stumble into success. They're basically passengers in their own lives, not pilots. They let things happen to them instead of making things happen.
So here's a tough question, and you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you drifting right now? I mean, really? Do the things you do every single day actually line up with your ambition to be wealthy? And that right there, that's the real cost of drifting. The only person who is ever going to put your success first is you. And please, forget that old line, money doesn't make you happy. That's just something the rich tell the poor to keep them in their place. Money is freedom, and freedom absolutely equals happiness.
All right, so once you've made that decision to stop drifting, you need to channel that energy. And that brings us right to level 2, harnessing the incredible power of obsession. Now, I know what you're thinking. Obsession sounds like a bad word, right? But in this context, it's your absolute superpower. It's a conscious, deliberate decision to pour every ounce of your energy into one single goal. You can literally change your life in a single moment with the choice to become obsessed with building wealth.
But here's the problem, and it's a big one. Most people are, well, they're kind of arrogant about their goals. They say, I want to be rich, but they also want to learn guitar and run a marathon and become fluent in Spanish, all at the same time. I mean, imagine telling a friend you want to be a professional soccer player while also doing all that stuff. They'd laugh you out of the room. Becoming rich requires that same, singular, obsessive focus.
Okay, so let's say you've done it. You've stopped drifting, you're obsessed. Now what? How do you actually make the money? That's what level 3 is all about.
So, what's the big secret to making money? It's actually super simple, and it's right here on the screen. Money follows value. The reason you aren't rich yet is because the market doesn't see you as valuable enough. The goal isn't to invent some brand new thing, it's to make yourself more valuable.
And this is basically the cheat code to getting valuable fast. The quickest way is to find someone who's already done what you want to do and just copy their proven pathway. You get their blueprint, you get to skip all their painful mistakes, and you can move even faster than they did.
Look, you don't have to invent the next big thing. Proven pathways already exist for all these high-income skills. Things like video editing, negotiating deals, creating short-form content. Just pick one, find a mentor, even if it's just someone you follow online, and dedicate yourself to their blueprint.
All right, now we get to what is, without a doubt, the hardest part of this entire journey. You found your blueprint. It's time to accelerate. And this is level 4, the lonely chapter.
You just have to start, even when you suck. It's the only way. But to get better, and I mean really get better fast, you need constant constructive criticism, not that feel-good praise from your family who don't want to hurt your feelings. You need real, honest feedback from people who actually know what they're talking about.
And that's why this part is so incredibly hard. You start to feel disconnected. You're not on the same page as your old friends anymore, but you're not yet at the level of the people you admire. You're stuck in this weird, lonely middle ground, and this is where most people quit. That's why finding a community of people on the exact same path is absolutely critical to surviving this stage.
But here's the good news. If you can just push through that lonely chapter, you hit the final level. This is where all that hard work finally pays off.
You've got to remember this. You are the real asset here. Not stocks, not crypto. You. The skills you're building are the one thing you will have for the rest of your life, and they compound, just like money in the bank. And at this point, yeah, you'll be rich. You can buy what you want, work from wherever you want, you'll have freedom.
But when you get to this level, you're faced with a really important choice. See, there's a huge difference between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich just means you can spend money on flashy stuff, but being wealthy, that means you reinvest. You can blow it all trying to look impressive, or you can use that money to build something that actually lasts.
Yeah, just let that one sink in for a second. Wealthy people aren't impressed when they see a young person blowing all their money. They're disappointed because all they see is lost potential. True wealth is built by reinvesting in yourself, in your skills, and in your assets.
So look, after you've followed this path, after you've fought your way through that lonely chapter, you're going to have that financial freedom. The only question left is, what are you going to choose to do with it?